Hello everyone, I hope you're well and welcome to the Arctic. Now I know there's not a lot to look at right now, but of course we're going to be transforming this nice little place into the Arctic in Planet Zoo. First thing is to make the ground less smooth, because anywhere you go it's not always going to just be a smooth walk. Now I have done some null barriers already, so we'll just move them. But yeah, I was trying to make it so it was raised where the land met the sea. And then I do eventually make sure that animals can get in the sea, but you'll see that later on. Raising the last bit of land and then we can move inwards. Okay, and now we're at the back, or technically the front of the place. You can see there's a building, that's where all my staff are. And now to add plenty of trees, just to make it less bare and plain. We're going to add a variety of animals, and obviously they're going to want some covers. And the first animal is the reindeer. I can't wait to add them all in. But before we do that, we still have plenty of trees to add, because having them in one little area just looks a bit stupid. So we're just going to rotate them and put them anywhere we can, just so it looks natural. And then we're going to focus on the reindeers. So I'm going to use these buildings because they don't look like people live in them, or people used to live in them, but like that's what I'm going for. I'm going to take it as like people abandoned these buildings and then the animals took over. Anyway, enough of the backstory. Let's add some bedding so then all the animals can get comfy. And then we need to add their food and water because we don't want them to starve or dehydrate. And then we can add the enrichment items as well to hopefully keep them all here. But I just know that's not going to happen. So I added the scratching trees because then it was more easy for the animals to enjoy themselves, and it also matched obviously the trees around. They looked really natural, so I thought they would be the best thing to add right now. Then we are in the snow, so what better thing to add than little snowmen, because they're adorable. And it also helps the reindeers and they'll have fun with them. So we're going to include snowballs as well, because like I say, we are in the snow and it'll just be cute. Before I get ahead of myself, we're going to add some more enrichment items around just to make it a better place for the reindeers and any other animals that wander over. The long grass was really bugging me, so I thought I'd get rid of it and have short grass instead, which meant we have more smooth snow as well. And then it was just a few more enrichment placing, and then we could get the animals in. Okay, we have our reindeers in, and you can see one playing with a snowball, or just walking past it, looking majestic and beautiful. Oh, and there's some running around as well. So I'm happy to see that they're already exploring and enjoying themselves, and running around going crazy. But yeah, it's looking beautiful so far, and this is just the first animal that we've added. So I'd say it's going quite well already. Okay, the next animal is of course the cutest, the Arctic foxes. Now, I wanted them to be close to where the reindeers are, so they're literally just a bit onwards of the reindeer, because obviously they're allowed to explore as well, but I wanted to keep them content to this area, but they are free to roam, so you can't really control them. So I went around and added their enrichment items, food and drink. Now with their bedding, I wanted it to look like there'd been some rocks that had been going around their bedding, so I had to raise the land first, and then I had to come through and destroy the middle part. But then it looked a bit random, so I did end up just adding the bedding and then pulling the rocks up around the bedding. And getting rid of the long grass because it didn't look amazing. And then once it was all smooth, it looked a lot better. So then I went out and moved all the enrichment items in the food tray that was next to the bed, because obviously they're not allowed to just eat in bed, that's just laziness. And then it was time to jot a few toys around just to keep them happy. And here they come, storming in. Now these are adorable, the models look amazing, and they're so cute. I love how they interact with certain things, they get really happy, they wag their tail a lot, and it was just beautiful to see them settling down into their own place and watching them play. It's so cute. actually so cute. Aww. Now, they had food if they wanted to eat, or just to play around in their little area, and they just socialise so well. They just all stay together. You can see a reindeer in the background to run in. But yeah, I was happy to see them all just together and playing as well. That's really made me happy, because it just proves that they're happy in their environment. Moving on now, and we're adding plenty of snow around. And I'm pretty sure you know what animal I'm adding, but I'll just keep it a secret until they're here. So we're going to add some trees around, not too close to the water, because you don't really see that. And then we're going to add some blocks of ice and fish, and just to make them happy in the water, we're going to add some fish feeders. Now I also added bits of broken ice that go into the water, sort of like stepping stones for the animals to get in. But of course we do end up messing with the terrain again, just so it'd be easy access for animals, just in case they can't use the steps, because they are a bit stupid in this game. Now onto their sleeping area, and I found this little dock that I found adorable, so I thought about adding it and then adding all the bedding in, just so then it'd be nice and cute for them to sleep, and it also reflects the real world because we have docks everywhere. And then here are the polar bears, if you didn't guess it. But yeah, they are adorable and I love to see them. They love to swim and obviously go on land as well. But for now, the two were just swimming together, which I found so cute. They also enjoy going underwater together, so I was happy to see. To make it a little easier, I added a slope in, just so the animals could easily just walk down the slope and go into the water. Next was the seals, of course, since there was a lot of water. So I went about buying the seals, and they was pretty easy to take care of as well. So like always, I started off with the enrichment items, in the water and out of the water, just to keep them both on land and also off land, because I wanted them to explore. Now I used the same thing I used for the polar bears, which was nice to see, and then I also added some fish feeders in the water, so then they'd be more likely to go into the water. Then I sent them here, and then it was just waiting for their arrival, so I thought about adding some more slopes so the seals would be more likely to get into the water a lot easier. We had two here already, so I just thought I'd check and see if they could actually get into the water, and they could, so I was happy in that area. And look at him, just sleeping. He's had a hard day, so he needs to sleep. And here is them together. They look adorable, and they're just in a nice little circle. Oh, well, never mind, they're moving out. Anyone else getting the same vibe? No, just me? Okay. They were moving in sync, which I thought was quite funny. But I was happy to see there was exploring, so I just thought I'd add a few more enrichment items and some ducks in the water, and then we can watch them, we can watch them just float up, which I love to watch. And then the animals were all happy. We had some reindeers running around. The seals were on a mission to go somewhere, I have no idea. Well, all of them except one. The other one was just chilling here. But the rest were just on a mission to go somewhere. So I just left them be, let them do what they want. They ended up coming back, and one of them went into the water, which I was happy to see, because it means they can go swimming if they really want to. And he looked like he was enjoying himself, so. Now, this new area we did for moose, or however you say the plural of moose. It was just a nice little area. We did only do a small shelter, and I did end up changing the reindeer shelter as well to a bigger shelter, since there was a lot more of them. Since the area was all done up already, we let the moose come into the habitat, and they were very quick to start exploring, which I was happy to see, because I wanted them to explore the area and just enjoy themselves. The reindeers had been fed, so they was all coming to the food bowl, which I was happy to see, and we even have some babies, which is amazing. It proves that the animals are enjoying themselves. That reindeer thought, nope, I want to go run. But yeah, this was turning out so beautiful and I was loving every bit of it. All the animals were doing well. I was also really enjoying adding all the animals in and to make their habitat look cute. So now we have the Arctic wolves, and I absolutely adore wolves, obviously. So they was going to be quite easy to do. I already had an idea for them. So I wanted to make my wolves happy, so I quickly added the enrichment items, the food bowls and everything I would need. So I started moving some trees because they was in the way and they needed to move. So then I started to raise the ground because I wanted to do a cave-like shelter. So I wanted them to be completely hidden from the snow. So I flattened the top of the little cave and then there was a nice dry bit under. So then I added the bedding just so they could all fit in here. And then the shelter was pretty much done. And then we added the wolves in and they was quickly happy to start exploring and mess around with the enrichment items as well. And I really loved their area. It was quite nice and it was spacious as well. And of course, any other animal was invited over if they wanted. But this was mainly for the wolves. And it looked so beautiful. There was a moose that decided to come over, then he left, and then the wolves were just exploring. This place was looking amazing. Now there was just one more animal I wanted to add and then we was gonna be done. So it was the sheep. I already had an area spotted out for them, so they was already in there and exploring, which I found amazing. This is going to be it for the Arctic. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.